Welcome to r/Entitledparents, where entitled moms try to steal your home. Hi, for a little backstory, I live in a nice house. It's right on the beach, and I take good care of it and my garden, so it's not strange to see people admiring my home. I'm also a teenager and basically live alone. My mom and dad both work in other states and travel a lot, and my sister lives with her fiance. I can drive, do laundry, and go grocery shopping, so this isn't too weird. I don't like driving, so I usually bike everywhere. And I have a pool in my backyard. Now on to the story. But first let's meet the cast. Entitled Mom, Entitled Kid, Confused Friend 1, Confused Friend 2, Confused Twins. Okay, so I just had a long day at work, and I had a few groceries with me on my bike. I just want to take a nice hot shower, and I look like death in my fast food uniform. As I pull onto my street, I see a line of people blocking my driveway. Like, full blocking. I pull onto the sidewalk and start walking my bike towards the group, and I overhear Confused Friend 1 talking about how happy she is for Entitled Mom, and how beautiful her new home is. I'm like, what? No house nearby was sold, or is even on the market. So I try to pass to get to my garage. Me. Hey, can I get past please? Entitled Mom. Just go around. Can't you see we're busy? I just need to drop my bike in the garage, and then I'll be out of your way. I'm glad you like the house though. I try to take care of it. Confused Friend 1. I think you might be confused. Entitled Mom lives here. No, this is my house. I live here. I don't know her. Entitled Mom. You're obviously trying to break into my house. Get away before I call the police. No, you need to leave. Entitled Mom. I will not get off my property. At this point, I just push past and head towards the garage. That's when I hear the splashing. No one should be in the pool. I drop my bike and run to the backyard and see 3 kids swimming in my pool. Screw that. I raise my voice and tell them to get the F out. The confused twins both get out, but are obviously confused. But the entitled kid stays in. Entitled Kid. My mommy says I can swim. Go away, you horrible person. No, I'm not going to be responsible for you drowning. Get the hell out of my pool and off my property. Entitled Mom. Don't talk to my angel that way. It's his pool. Confused Friend 1. Entitled Mom, what's going on? Who is this girl? Entitled Mom. She's trying to rob me. Get the F out, kid. Me. Panicking at this point. Well, prove it. Prove that you live here, huh? Confused Friend 2. Entitled Mom, why don't we go inside? The kid shouldn't be here for this argument. Me. Like hell you're going into my home? Entitled Mom. Yes, we're going inside. Now go away, girl, before I call the police. Me. Fine. I dare you to get in. The group climbs the stairs. Obviously, Entitled Mom didn't think this through. Only 2 keys to this house exist. My key and my sister's. I lock up my bike, grab my groceries, and push past Entitled Mom. She's making excuses to her friends about why the key doesn't work. Me. Excuse me, if you don't mind, I'm going into my home. Confused Friend 2. Entitled Mom, what's going on? I close the door and lock it as Entitled Mom is banging on my door screaming about how she is going to call the cops. I called the cops, not her. She ran off as soon as she saw the cop cars, and the friends stayed behind, very confused. They explained that the Entitled Mom told them that this was her house, and that they were just going to swim in the pool and then head to the beach, so they would never go in the house. Later on, no charges are pressed on Entitled Mom, but I hope she learned her lesson. Well, I'm not gonna lie guys, I was really hoping that the Entitled Mom was arrested at the end of this story. Oh well, another Entitled Mom got away and is ready to strike again. Hit that like button right now or the next person she strikes is gonna be you. Another day, another post about people being jerks about my disability. I get it, I guess. I'm 16 and look relatively healthy. Until I pass out and fall down a flight of stairs, or can't breathe and end up in the ICU. Anyway, I was going back to school yesterday via plane. I was alone for this particular flight. A short summary of me. I'm 16 and have enough health issues that give me the perks of being disabled that entitled people really want. I made it through the airport so far. Air travel can be a hassle for me depending on which airport and which TSA agent I have, but it was going relatively smooth. I have a carry-on backpack with my phone and stuff, and an entire suitcase that is marked with medical equipment, please handle with care. Inside that I have my dozens of meds, nebulizer, neb vials, oxygen tubing, etc, etc. Usually that suitcase and its little tag keep me from getting crapped on by the general public, but apparently not today. I'm waiting for my flight, which is scheduled to board in 25 minutes exactly. This is usually when I go up to the counter and state my need for priority boarding. I answer the relevant questions, provide documentation if needed, and voila! I get a new boarding pass that gives me extra time and allows me to sit in the bulkhead seat. I'm talking with the agent and she's really sweet. So after she wraps everything up for me, we chat for a second and I talk about how crazy busy it is. I also work in customer service, so I can empathize. Entitled Mom is behind me waiting to talk to the agent. I step aside and go over to wait for my flight. I sit down on the ground and pull out my laptop to work on my personal writing. I'm wearing earbuds, but I can kind of feel that weird sensation where someone is staring at you, so I take them out and look up to see Entitled Mom complaining and moaning to the agent at the counter about me getting priority boarding. Entitled Mom is shooting dagger glares at me. I infer that she's mad about priority boarding, and therefore must be angry at how a seemingly healthy kid got to board before her and her precious hellspawn. I now start to pay attention to the conversation. Let's meet the cast. Me, disabled teenager who gives no craps. EM, Karen on crack. Hellspawn, her 9-year-old son. CL, agent at the counter. Entitled Mom, excuse me, but why did this teenager get the board before us? Agent, I'm sorry, but that information is private. It's not fair. She's just a liar and a freeloader. She doesn't need to board early. The young lady has a very valid reason and is protected by airline policy. What exactly is your reasoning for requesting priority boarding? My son right here is very young and needs help adjusting to the plane. You allow parents and kids extra time to board. Ma'am, your son is 9 years old. That policy does not apply to him anymore. What the hell? I want to speak to your manager. I step in to intervene because I work in customer service and have dealt with many Karens. It's easier to have another person on your side. Me, excuse me ma'am. I'm allowed early boarding due to federal law and airline policy. Please do not take it out on the agent right here. If you have an issue with my boarding, you can speak to me instead. Entitled Mom, exactly why the hell can you board early? You don't meet any of the policies. Grow up and take some responsibility. I don't know where the hell she got that from, being as I'm 16 traveling across the country alone with a disability. I'm pretty damn responsible. I'm disabled. I've got plenty more reasons to board early than you and your kid. If you so like, I will board normally and will be unable to inform the flight crew of my disability and proper procedure to help me when I'm in distress, which means we might have to make an emergency landing. I'm sure you'll like that because it'll delay your arrival in said state by a day. Would you like me to do so? I'm standing there looking like I give no craps, per usual, and I have my award-winning resting bee face. Entitled Mom looks taken aback and is the epitome of the shocked Pikachu meme. Entitled Mom, but you aren't old. You can't be disabled if you aren't old. Well, for your information, I'm going back to school a few days early so that I can spend 3 days in the hospital seeing a variety of specialists, having a battery of tests, and possibly having a feeding tube placed. Disability does not discriminate based on age. Now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to sit back down before I pass out. That shut Entitled Mom up, and she slunk back to her row of chairs to sit and wait for her boarding zone to be called. I waited a few minutes and then got up to be at the very front of the priority boarding line. I enjoyed a peaceful flight and enjoyed seeing Karen be stuck at the back of the plane waiting to deplane while I was the first one off. Alright guys, that's the end of today's stories. If you enjoyed this video and want to help support my channel, then hit that thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Tell me about your day or something. Also, if you're new to my channel, then go ahead and subscribe for daily videos. See you guys tomorrow.